Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the screaming red hot daiquiris. That's her name. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Susan Fernandez. And I think I've decided to aptly just call you artist because of the many hats and the many feathers you wear in your hat. Because Susan, the last time I saw you was at my brother's mustache in where was that?
It's in Scout Madrinian.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were doing a fundraiser for
Yeah,
one of
we were
Egai's
together.
friends, in fact,
Yeah.
and that's
A
where we
fellow musician was in need of some
yes, and
funds for
I believe it was
medical.
an eye operation
eye
or something.
operation.
Do tell me what's been keeping you busy.
Well, yeah, my brother's mustache, I do that once a month with Lester Dimitilio, Becky Abraham. We do mostly folk songs. Well, that's really Lester's turf, no? But I do mostly 70s songs. Carole King, Carly Simon types.
you do pretty much everything.
Well, a little of, yeah. Even Kundiman, I love doing
I know, I
Kundiman.
noticed that. Do tell me about your influences. I heard one of your songs earlier, and it's such a pretty. It's a combination of folk and a little bit of jazz. Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's because that was really what I grew up with, and I gravitated towards those kinds of
Of
genre.
music. Was
Well, yeah, folk music, more in the James Taylor type, mga ganon. Pero I was also into Sergio Mendes, a lot of Sergio Mendes.
So
And
am I.
then- Yeah, and then the standards, mga Frank Sinatra, mainly my dad, because he's also a musician, singer. Yun ang mga pinapakinggan niya, kaya yun din ang exposure ko. Ella, Sarah.
so a lot of people see you on talk shows talking about other things, but
Yeah.
but I'd like to get to the musical side of Susan Fernandez. I mean, was it? I was talking to Ria the last episode we had, and she was talking about Joni Mitchell and how
Yeah.
strong that she was an influence on her as well. Would you consider Joni one of your?
Joni, a little bit. She's a very challenging na influence yan. Kasi she's a very good songwriter as well as composer. No? I like some of her songs. I do Help Me.
Yes,
I like that song a lot.
Uh-uh.
And I used to do that in high school. So I was listening to Joni, to Carole King, Carly Simon, and then mga Sergio nga. And then yung mga standard, samba. And then Kundimans also, because my mother studied voice and she had some pieces at home.
Oh, I see. Like
Yeah.
what? For
like,
example, what
Madaling
could-
Araw of Francisco Santiago,
I
Joselinang
see.
Baliwag.
Which reminds me, I just like to quickly make mention that you, when we discussed earlier that you went on tour with a whole bunch of artists and you did something naman there. You hosted.
Yeah, that's the other hat. I also host.
Of the millions of hats that you have.
Yeah, like you, I also host programs, but not like this, na talk show. Hindi ko pa
No,
nagagawa.
but you did concert at the park for,
Yeah, for 11 years.
For 11 years. That's no
Yeah,
joke.
yeah.
How was it?
It was a fun job kasi parang magandang winding up your week. Because it's on a Sunday, it's live, it's taped as live,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
comes out on another day. And
It's fun, ano,
Fun
hosting.
talaga.
Plugging ourselves.
Oo. And then CCP would get me to do also some of their outreach programs.
Yes, tell me about that.
And well, that was an outreach tour to promote the national artists. Because a lot of our fellow Filipinos are not really aware that there's such a thing.
Yes.
And it has been there since 1978, actually. So we went to the provinces for that purpose, to promote that award and what it is all about.
Yeah.
And those who are alive, those who are able to join us, we're invited.
Remember, you told me that Levi Celerio
Yes, he
was
was-
still
yeah.
able to join you at
He was
that
able to
time.
join us.
How was that?
He was already 90.
Oh my goodness.
And then that was fun because he was no dull moment, great sense of humor.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
And then the students, mostly our audience would be students in a big gym, and then
And they get to ask you questions
yes,
din, ano,
about
which
their
was
lives.
really
That's
interesting
true.
to me.
That's true. We had, and tsaka yung national artists kasi iba-ibang fields yon, di ba? So merong literature, sculpture, merong
May dance,
music, yeah.
may music.
May dance, yeah. And then the whole package included, aside from the forum, which I facilitated, we had a musical production that featured excerpts from the different works and masterpieces of the national
That's
artists.
really incredible.
Yeah.
Is there something like that happening again now at this moment? Not quite yet.
Hindi
That would
pati-
be fabulous to
Yeah.
to bring that back, ano?
Oo, kasi talagang para malaman naman. Tsaka na-inspire yung mga estudyante. Can we also be...
A national
Yeah.
artist.
yeah.
Can I do what you're
Yung
doing?
aspiration ba na ano mo sa sila?
Diba?
And seeing them in the flesh, no? Parang
Of course, it's
people
like,
they read, you know, like Frank Chanil Jose. He joined us sometime. We went to
Wow,
Bicol.
wow.
Sumama siya.
bigat.
Yeah.
You
so
were
yung mga
there.
estudyante, they read the books and then, you know, they
They see the person.
Yeah, right.
It's incredible.
Bigger
Well,
than life.
you know, you have so many songs. Tell me about some of your songs that, before you render us one of your newer songs, what was one of the songs that, forgive me, I forget the title and I'm so bad with Tagalog, I might say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
What was one of
Yeah,
the
actually
songs
that's an old song na mga in the 90s pa yan eh. It's called Kung Ibig Mo Akong Makilala.
Oo.
It's one of my personal favorites and it's kind of identified with me because it also reflects my personal beliefs. You know, your advocacy about women equality,
Yes.
independence.
We're going to have
We're
to
gonna
we're
talk
going
about
to have to invite you for a whole another episode to talk about feminism because that's another one of my causes.
Yeah. Actually, it's challenging what my role had become in the cause-oriented field, yung alternative music movement where we also talk about issues and causes in our songs. No? So like in the women's movement, it has been a very effective tool of you know, raising consciousness about women's issues through songs.
Exactly. You know, just listening kasi to the song, you're what is it about singing sometimes, or music? It brings you to another point where the lyric and I mean, a song can make you cry.
That's true. That's
just,
true.
just apart from just words sometimes, hindi ba?
And historically, the music has a very big role in the history of the Philippines. No? In the tribal communities, for example, music was not performed. It was something interwoven in their lives. So when they lull a baby to sleep, it's a natural thing. When they harvest, when they're courting, when there's war, it's not a performed thing. And Westerners na lang nag-ano sa atin yan eh.
This I remember a bit because I was a humanities major. in
Okay,
UP.
you should know that. Diba? So yung role ng music malaki. Kaya even for, propaganda, no, or espousing certain views,
Music is
it's very effective because-
it's a good key
yeah, that's true.
to bring people to that place.
Well, even if it's just a moment, no, like 3 minutes, that's the average length of a song, no, you can capture the emotion. Then you
Told you,
make them
diba?
think afterwards.
And then they know the lyric in their head na by the end of the or the chorus.
That's true. Yun yung
that-
challenge.
that it lingers with them. Well, Susan, can
Yeah.
you render us a song
Sure.
now that I find personally very beautiful, and I think it's also the words ring true for me too. If I may
Really?
say so, yeah.
You can relate.
I can
May I
relate.
just acknowledge who wrote that?
Sure, absolutely.
One of our great Filipino poets, Ruth Elynia Mabanglo, wrote the lyrics of that song.
okay.
And then my sister-in-law, Upeng Galang Fernandez, she's from the College of Music, wrote the music.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, here's Susan Fernandez, ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Kung ibig mo ako makilala, lampasan mo ang guhit ng mahugis na balat, ang titig kong dagat, yapos kang mahigpit sa bawat saglit. Kung ibig mo ako makilala, sunduin mo ako sa himlayang dilim, sa madlang pagsukol ng inunang hilahil, ibangon ako at saka palayain.
mo ako hanggang utak, umilang ka hanggang kaluluwa, hupad ako ron, mula ulo hanggang